Welcome everyone in to a Friday night. It's the Stars and Stripes, and the Stars are out tonight here in the Dega Pro promotion. And right now, all drivers on track getting ready to qualify for tonight's race. If you're joining us tonight, I just want to let you all know this is my first time broadcasting here on my new PC. So please bear with me. There's going to be pretty bare bones as far as cosmetics you'll see on the screen. I was not able to get my camera packs and a lot of stuff rolling here tonight. So going to be a basic broadcast here this week until I'm completely up and running. But one thing's for sure, my new PC can for sure handle all the load of OBS and SDK as well as iRacing now. So we should be clear sailing from now and into the future. So as soon as I get everything else dialed in, we are going to have some really awesome broadcasts throughout the week. And I am your host. So all trucks are getting on the grid at the moment. We'll go down trackside here, and we will go through our starting lineup. And it'll be Adam Kilday on the pole, upsetting the field here tonight in the number 85. You have to be on the grid. Matthew Baker will start on the outside front row. Nathan Harper tonight will start in third. Starting in fourth will be Brock Westermerlin. Stephen Miles out the track tonight will start in fifth. Michael Barksdale starts in sixth. Tim White in seventh. Sean Corbett will start in eighth. Brian Hennings starts in ninth. And Mark Von Dell will round out the top 10. 11th here tonight will be Brandon Broadfoot. Nash Brambilla will start in 12th. Corey Cheney starts in 13th. Cody Niegels in 14th. Daniel Falkingham will start in 15th. Dylan Jones, 16th. Damon Gilbert, 17th. George Bark in 18th. Josh McCullough starts at 19th. His dad, Kenny McCullough Jr., will start in 20th. Starting 21st will be Cameron Craighead. And rounding out your 22 truck field here tonight will be Joey Allen. Trucks starting to roll off here at Talladega. That's the 85 of Kilday and the 5 of Matthew Baker will sit here on the front row. As I mentioned, apologies for any hiccup in the broadcast here tonight. Just getting my bearings wet. Don't have all my SDK OBS settings. So it's going to be a pretty bare bones broadcast here tonight with cameras and graphics. But as I said, I should not have any more issues broadcasting. We should be full go here on a Friday night. We'll give you that race format here momentarily. As these drivers getting ready tonight. And that race format here tonight, we're going 40 laps here at Talladega. And all the trucks here tonight, 70% fuel. They'll all have one green-white checkered if we need it tonight. No fast repairs in this one, and only one set of tires in pit lane. Kilday here on the bottom. Matthew Baker in the Coasting Thunder Chevrolet on top. Nathan Harper there in the Chick-fil-A. And Brock Westermerlin carrying the Train Heating and Cooling number 4 for tonight. Michael Barksdale, you see him back there in the 24 machine. That's your top 5 starting positions as the pace car set to hit pit road for the first time tonight. We will let all these drivers' engines come to full song here as they enter the tri-oval for the first time tonight and into the restart zone. The green flag is out on a Friday night, and here come the Stars. Lap number 1 here in the books. Nathan Harper on the bottom. Now in the number 7 as Barksdale to the back bumper of Harper. Baker now working on the back bumper of Adam Kilday. And the third lane already coming to the front. It's PGR's Nash Brand. Billa Baker takes the run 3 wide into turn 3. Off 4, it's 3 wide as Nash Brand Billa now to the lead on the top. Cody Neagles in the 6 pushing. Nash's teammate, the 4, Brock Westmoreland, now behind Neagles. Baker comes up to side draft. He's going to go to the bottom. Will we have a wreck? It looks like we're going to. They fan out just a little bit. It looks like we stay green-yellow now out on the racetrack. So yellow out here early. Brandon Broadfoot involved, as was Kenny McCullough Jr. We'll see how much damage these drivers have. Matthew Baker, your early leader here under the yellow. And remember, on Friday nights, short and sweet 40-lap race. So these drivers can't really hang out in the back too long tonight. Smaller field, 22 drivers. Cody Nails looks like he was involved. He was to pit lane. So we'll get an update here on that caution. And I would expect to see these drivers come down pit lane. We'll stay here live and go back to the replay here momentarily. Nash Brand Billa, big mover here early on. Hometown Minneapolis, now in Las Vegas, Nevada. And Nash Brand Billa gambling on getting to the front here early. At Caesars Toyota, looking strong for PGR. And it looks like a short night for one of the favorites here, Cody Neagles. As Matthew Baker now will lead this field onto pit lane. So getting that fuel, only 70% in tonight, so they're going to pack these trucks up Sunoco Racing fuel. And we'll watch here as Matthew Baker and company come down into their stalls. Kilday Harper in, and pretty clear sailing for most of these guys right now. Barksdale farther back. Sean Corbett here in the field. Brian Hennings as well. And the race off pit road is on here. And we'll go back here to the replay. And I believe it's going to be up here. Watch the 6 truck Cody Neagles there. Just above Adam Kilday. Oh yeah, Brock Westmoreland, number 4, gets right into the back of the 6. Cody Neagles trying to save it here. Craighead doing all he can to stay off of him. He cannot do it. And that's going to fan him out. You see in the picture there. So we'll watch this one again. This is in real time here. It looked like Cody didn't have too much damage. Not sure if he's back out there or not, but we'll get word on that. But that was your first caution flag here of the night. And we'll go back live here. As the pace car lights will go out this time by, and we'll be back underway here on a Friday night. Appreciate John Ward and everything he does here at Dega Pros. That's John Ward. Also going to be starting up the Average Joe series. We'll get a word with him and we'll bring him up here into the booth real quick. John Ward, the boss man here at Dega Pros. You got a copy? All right, man. Well, hey, I'm going to unmute you there. Sorry about that. I was telling all the viewers here tonight, John, going to be a pretty basic broadcast. Got a new PC installed, and man, this thing is a power horse. It's going to be awesome for the broadcast here in the future. So just getting all the graphics and stuff up to snuff here. Will hopefully by next Friday night be full go. But hey, we got a good broadcast going on, and wanted to bring you up here and have you guys tell us more about that Average Joe series coming here to Dega Pros.
Yeah. Good thing you got another computer and got all your stuff going. I'm excited about the broadcasting and the best views we got here with the great performance. But yeah, the Dega Joe series, it's going to be good. It's going to be all the guys that hardly ever cash and the guys that's always in the back and get bad luck and always never running up front. I'm going to try to throw together where they can get in there and mix it up, and maybe some of them guys end up with some money at the end of it. It should be pretty fun and exciting. It's mostly going to be guys that's been racing here for a long time, so it's going to be real fun, and I'm going to see how it turns out.
Well, I know it's going to be a pretty popular series. I'm looking forward to hopefully joining some races as well, but we're going to get back to the action here. Let you go. Take care of that race control here tonight. Hopefully, it's been kind of, the last few weeks an early caution, but after we get that early caution, it's pretty good racing after that. So hopefully we'll see these guys keep this on the track here and go the distance from here.
You got it. Yeah, I'm surprised to see Cody blow up there so early, but he said it just got red and blue on him. So we'll see if these guys can get it together and run some laps.
All right, you just heard from John Ward. He is the boss man here at Dega Pros, and news to us there, that is Cody Neagles blew up out of tonight's race. And that is a surprise. Matthew Baker leads the field back to green here. A great launch for the 5. That start-finish line here at Talladega, always down there close into turn 1. Too wide here at the front, about 5 trucks deep, single file behind them. If you're in the chat tonight, please let me know how the audio sounds. How is my voice here tonight? I'd like to know if you can hear me, that it's not too loud, not too soft. Also, I want to make sure you guys can hear the cars and or the trucks here tonight. I need to know if they are too loud, just right, or not loud enough. We'll get those dialed here within the next week, but if anyone's out there listening here tonight, let me know how that audio sounds. And the tower's looking good. The logo looks good on the screen. And like I said, next week we should be full go with the broadcast. Right now it's full go for Nathan Harper, as well as Stephen Miles here in the 24. Brandon Broadfoot in the 22 right behind him. He's making his way to the front. And Michael Barksdale in the 00 as well here on the bottom. Tim White in tonight's race. Brian Hennings, Daniel Falkingham right now make up your top 10. Nathan Harper clear to the bottom. Down the backstretch, right in front of Stephen Miles. Take a peek farther into the field right now. If you're just joining us, Cody Neagles out early with a blown engine. Something you are not used to seeing here. Right now, Corey Cheney in the 11. A nice paint scheme right there. Matthew Baker was working on last night. Don't forget, Matthew Baker doing a lot of paints for the upcoming PGR 500. These two, Brock Westmoreland included, damage on the track right now. They're looking for another caution. Back up here, it's Joey Allen in the 19th position in the 27 trucks, trying to stay in the draft. As he's got a little bit of tow right now from Damon Gilbert. And that's right here, the back of your main pack. There it is, down the backstretch. Back to 3 wide here. 4 wide now, 4 wide. Nash Brambilla splits. Kilday outside the 33 truck now of Cameron Craighead all the way up top. 4 wide on a Friday night. And what a drag race to the line. We are seeing some really good racing right now. These guys putting on a show. Kilday in the middle. Here comes Daniel Falkingham, your 2025 PGR 500 champion. He was also the champion at PGR 2024. The Fall Brawl champion as well the last 2 years. Daniel Falkingham. The Nazra King of Talladega champion as well. He's a trophy hunter, and he's hunting another one here tonight in the Dega Pros Stars and Stripes Shootout Series. Nathan Harper clears to the middle in front of Kilday. On the bottom, it's going to be still Stephen Miles. Matthew Baker fading just a little bit, but now he makes his way to the outside, gets the run of Falkingham and Craighead. Tim White, the 239. He's trying to make his way up here to the front as well. Riding on board at the moment with Tim White right behind Michael Barksdale. Here comes Brian Hennings as well, working on his teammate back bumper Nash Brambilla. As Brian Hennings out of California. Dylan Jones in the field tonight, right behind him. As we stay 3 wide, Baker on the top now. Kilday, the man in the middle. Nathan Harper on the bottom. He's going to clear to the middle. Stephen Miles comes through the bottom here. Oh, we're going to have a wreck in the front. No, we're not going to. They're going to save it. They're fanning out 3, 4 wide even. Stephen Miles saves it. Broadfoot saves it. Amazing job by these drivers. Broadfoot still trying to get back up here into the racing surface. He's going to lose a lot of spots here. Is the 22. Unfortunate here for Brandon Broadfoot, who was running a great race up until that confusion there, heading into turn number 3. Back up front, Daniel Falkingham down to the bottom. That's Kilday back here in the lead in the middle. Nash Brambilla, Brian Hennings, teammates, Team PGR on their way to the front. Dylan Jones as well in the 11. 15 of 40 in the books here tonight. as this is shaping out to be a great race. One caution early and some great action since. The two at the front working together here tonight. Daniel Falkingham, Matthew Baker. They also have Nathan Harper, Dylan Jones tonight. So that 4 truck tandem right there, all comfortably here in your top 10. Dylan Jones right now in 10th. But 3 here out of the top 5 are all drivers working together here tonight. Doing an excellent job. Great communication and great lane changes. He lost a teammate earlier, Cody Neagles. And here comes Kenny McCullough Jr. looking to make a move here on the top of the racetrack. As he's got George Bark behind him. George Bark here on the number 14, McCullough Motorsport driver. We stay 3 wide. That lane is working. Kenny McCullough Jr. out of Georgia, making headway. One of the GOATs here. You see him, and he's making his way to the front of this pack. One of the winningest drivers in money racing. The 03, always a threat. And right now, has made his way from the back to the front as we stay 3 wide at the start-finish line. We're going to count them down. 23 laps to go here. Adam Kilday still doing an excellent job staying up in the front. He's going to clear down to the middle, stays in front of Falkingham. Miles in the 24 on the bottom as Kilday clears all the way to the bottom. 3 wide, 3 abreast here, about 4 trucks deep farther back. Brambilla makes the move to the outside. He's got the right rear, the 5 of Baker. McCullough to the back bumper of Brambilla as he tries to thrust him to the front of this pack. Henning stays middle. If he can clear his teammate Brambilla, will he go up is the question here. They're going to get the run off to down the Alabama Gang Super Stretch we go. There was your weather here tonight. Still got a lot to work on here on my SDK, so please bear with me on that, but we'll get it going by next week. At least we have all the action here tonight. It's been a good one. Baker now to the top. Brambilla, McCullough. That top lane's working if you want it to. Kilday doing a great job. Middle back down to the bottom. And he is blocking everything and anyone to remain here in the front. Kills the line here at the top. But they'll have help in Mark Von Dell now. In the 59 Chevrolet, here comes Mark Von Dell. McCullough Motorsports driver out of Lake Placid, New York. And showing the Oregon paint tonight in the white and yellow and green scheme. Right behind his teammate now, Kenny McCullough. 22 trucks started, 21 left on track. Cody Neagles off, blown engine early. 1 caution flag. So far, so good. Halfway through, 20 laps to go. Hennings leads the top. Team PGR and VRX Baker trying to find a way around him. And the top is not working, not the place to be at the moment. Matthew Baker goes back, files back in. Henning's in no man's land. Walkingham, as he usually does, leading around Talladega at the moment. But Dylan Jones in the Premier Setups Chevrolet is going to have something to say about that on the top of the racetrack. He's getting a great push now from Sean Corbett, who's now made his way into the top 5. George Bark, too. A great race thus far for Bark. Now into the top 7 for Bark. Tim White there as well. Baker still trying to make that outside lane work. Eamon Gilbert on track tonight in the number 68. We haven't yet to talk about Josh McCall in the 14. You know, he's eventually going to look to get to the front. He's got Harper behind him. Joey Allen still struggling to get back on pace. Broadfoot, the problem earlier when we nearly had a big one. Brock Westmoreland, Corey Cheney way off pace as Matthew Baker back to the front of this field. And its teammates once again to the lead. Teammates in that third lane trying to still make that work. Not quite sure here with the 70% fuel if these drivers are going to need fuel. Let's see if we can get word here of the fuel situation. We'll hop in here real quick with Brandon Broadfoot in tonight's race. Brandon, you got a copy?
Yep.
All right, man, I know you're looking for a yellow flag. You were doing a great job staying up in the front. And tell us what happened there. It looked like Nathan Harper some trouble, and somehow you guys saved it, but did you get any damage or just had a bail to the back?
No, I just had to bail to the back. Give me 1 second. Let me get these last cars out of here. Or the lap ones. Wheels coming over here. Try to catch the draft. Give me 1. Yeah, I had to bail. I wasn't going to come back on and cause any issues with the leaders and stuff.
You see Broadfoot
but,
here.
You know, we're going to just hope for caution here. We still got a little bit of ways to go. There could be another, or could be one. But, yeah, see how it pans out.
And real quick before we let you go, how's the fuel situation to get to the end?
About 3 laps left in fuel.
All right, well, we'll let you go, and we'll see if you can make a comeback here tonight. Good luck.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it's kind of hard to hear you. But, yeah, we're about to do 10 cycles here in just a second.
Sounds good. That was Brandon Broadfoot here, trying to make his way back into this race. He's going to need some help at the moment. But some good insight there as he had to let the field go by. And he's now down a lap. But I believe these drivers all going to have to pit very soon. 15 laps to go now. Daniel Falkingham, your leader. Single file here in the front. Third lane really fading, as is the middle. And that tells you something. That fuel is going to come, and it's going to come quick here on pit lane. Snowco Racing Fuel as the pit crew is going to get ready here for the money stop of this race. Drivers farther back here, led by Kenny McCullough Jr. coming to pit lane here. And he's got to lock him up just about coming on. But Kenny McCullough Jr. leads this first group on pit lane. Mark Vondell, Brock Westmoreland Cheney, Sean Corbett. Back up front, Falkingham still leads it. Matthew Baker, Dylan Jones, Nash Brambilla, and Adam Kilday, your top 5. And look for these drivers to come down here this time by. We've been green now since our first and only caution early on in this race. And here we go, leaders coming down to pit lane here. Fanning 4, maybe 5, almost 6 wide. Into the pit stall we go. And they all keep it together down pit lane. And what a job by these drivers here, led by Daniel Falkingham, as he safely into his pit stall. And he'll take left sides and a full tank of racing fuel, and he'll be off and on back onto the track. We'll see if he's the first one off here. He's challenged by Craighead, and Daniel Falkingham will win the race off pit lane. It looks like Nash Brambilla, Brian Hennings went one more lap, so these two teammates gonna have to come this time by, just these two. They're gonna have to have a perfect stop here. And they are gonna have to hope somehow, some way, they're gonna be able to stay on this lead lap. Or sorry, not the lead lap, but amongst the lead pack when they cycle into the backstretch. We'll keep an eye on that. But this will be your leaders when we come around. Cameron Craig had a great pit stop for the Race Lab machine here tonight. Falkingham, Baker, Miles, your top 4. Josh McCullough not too far behind them, as he brings Kilday and Dylan Jones back into this one. Here goes Hennings and Brambilla. We're going to watch on your screen as Cameron Craighead and company, probably, I'm assuming, going to blow by the 74 and the 23 right here. And we'll see if Hennings and Brambilla can stay locked on. But right now, it's a 7-truck race here and a breakaway at the front. Falkingham, Baker, Miles, Josh McCullough, Kilday, Jones, Craighead, your top 7. And it goes back to 8th, Brian Hennings out of his cockpit. Does he have enough to get this lead group? It looks like he's locked on. Nash Brambilla doing all he can to stay locked on to Hennings. Harper trying to lock on to Brambilla. If he does, they'll stay with this front pack, as he's with Barksdale, Bark, Kenny McCullough Jr. a little bit farther back. He's got some distance to make up. Yep, they are way off pace. So 13th on back right now. No chance here unless we get a yellow. So it's the top 12 at the moment, as right here, this is George Bark, right behind Broadfoot. And it looks like the top 12 all has a shot tonight. Matthew Baker leads that lap out of Magnolia, Texas, now Jacksonville, Florida. On the bottom of the racetrack, Daniel Falkingham behind. Josh McCullough, as we knew, from the back to the front. Great pit stall and cycle for him. And now here's our breakaway all together. George Barks got him too. So the top 12 hoping for no yellow flag. Top 7 here tonight, payout. Devin Ray in the chat tonight. I'm hoping the broadcast quality looks good. Like I said, pretty bare bones broadcast here tonight as I get all my settings and overlays and everything dialed in by next week. But at least was able to go live here tonight, check some audio, check some video. But the new PC handling everything really well right now. And this is night and day, night and day compared to what I was used to. And I'll tell you what, this is a great race here tonight. It's been good racing each and every Friday night. This is only the 4th. Oh, and Matthew Baker nearly gets into kill day. 3 wide we go. 12 trucks vying for the win tonight unless we get a yellow flag. But as I was saying, new PC. And it's dialed in here tonight, making my life a lot easier here. And like I said, you'll see some funky stuff up on the screen as I get everything dialed in by next week. But appreciate y'all joining us here tonight. Remember to support PGR Esports. You could drop a super chat or a super sticker here tonight. You see the dollar bill sign right of your chat bar. We'd appreciate all the support here. And don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. A lot of big races on the horizon. The PGR Championship here in a couple weeks. We have the PGR 500, the granddaddy of them all, at the beginning of February. And each and every Friday night now, here, the Dega Pro Stars and Stripes Shootout Series. It's going to be 6 to go as we hit the line here. Falkingham and Baker out front, 3rd lane though, moving. Kill day. Pole sitter here tonight, trying to get back to the front. He's got the 74 of Brian Hennings pushing. Barksdale, here comes the 54 as well, Bart. They're gonna make that 3rd lane for trucks. Nope, Bark says I'm going back to the middle here. Trying to get all the spots he can. Broadfoot, staying with this group. He's a lap down, fighting for the lucky dog. Miles to the middle. Cuts the nose off here of Falkingham. And Craighead now. Advantage here for him to move up if he can. Get a good push from the 14 of McCullough. Middle lane surging. 5 to go. 1 yellow flag. That's been it. Matthew Baker, the number 5. To the bottom underneath Falkingham. Miles back down to the bottom. 3 wide. Kilday still trying to make that outside lane work. 12 trucks out of the 22 here tonight. All have a shot to win this race. McCullough, that's Kenny, back in 13th. Him and everyone behind looking for the 2nd yellow flag. Oh, somebody blew. Engine is blown there in the middle. Nathan Harper, he's spinning. And I believe he blew his engine here as he heads to pit lane. That'll end his night. Wow, another blown engine. 2 from the same team, I believe. Unbelievable. 3 wide. 3 by 3 by 3. What a race. What a show. Down the backstretch we go. Still, well, now 11 trucks. You take Harper out of the mix. 11 trucks have a shot to win this race with no yellow. We're going to take the 3 to go sign here, this time by Falkingham. Leads Miles Baker. Here comes Dylan Jones in the middle. Nash Brambillo is fast early. He's making moves. Miles to the middle. 2 by 2 now. Brian Hennings, the caboose. 11th position for him at the moment. And if you're watching and you're not racing, but you can race, make sure you come out next Friday night. This has been, in my opinion, the best racing in the community we've had in some time. And it is really looking like an SSK race. 1 caution, great racing, 3 wide, 4 wide, green flag stop, comers and goers, lead changes all around, 2 to go. Falkingham Baker in a duel. Nash Brambilla, Team PGR though, he wants to steal it. Kilday behind him, Hennings, and looks like the 00 now as well here on the top. That's Barksdale. 3 wide again, down the back stretch we go. Nash Brambilla's clear to go to the middle. Oh, and they just squeezed in front of Dylan Jones. Unbelievable. Jones lets Kilday in. And we're 2 wide at the line. Nearly wrecking. Brambilla is wrecking. Hits the wall. That ends his campaign. They're wrecking farther back Brian Hennings. There goes multiple drivers now. It's a 4-truck race. Stephen Miles, Matthew Baker, Cameron Craighead, Daniel Falkingham. Who will win it at Talladega? Baker to the outside of Miles. Craighead goes with them, as does Falkingham. The big one happens at the white flag. Craighead looks underneath Baker. Baker can't block it. Falkingham goes with the 5. Stephen Miles is fading. He's going to need to get to Craighead. Baker has the advantage. Falkingham loves to win the race, though. Will he make a move on the 5 of Matthew Baker? Baker's going to look to block. Here comes Craighead. They block the run. Matthew Baker in a drag race, and he wins it at Talladega. Matthew Baker in the Coasting Thunder Chevrolet number 5, back to victory lane. And he becomes the first 2-time winner here in the Dega Pro Stars and Stripes Series. What a race here tonight. 1 yellow flag. It came early for Cody Neagles as he blew an engine, and we had a small incident on the racetrack. Not too many involved, but the big one came at the white flag. We'll go back here and show you that replay, but we'll watch the number 5 celebrate tonight his victory. And let's go back here to the white flag, because this was wild. And it's going to start right here with Nash Brambilla. Yeah, Nash Brambilla, it looks like he's just going to come down the racetrack. And or Stephen Miles gets... Yeah. I don't know here. Let's actually go back here and look at the chase of Matthew Baker. And right here, watch this. I think Matthew Baker just nudges Stephen Miles a little bit. You see Baker, I think Baker's just kind of checking up. Brambilla and Miles kind of meet in the middle. And that's what starts this. Falkingham goes up the racetrack. And now Brambilla, who had a really good shot at this. I mean, now he's turned. Dylan Jones gets into the back of Kilday. Henning's trying to stay underneath Brambilla so he doesn't get in it. And then Hennings goes careening into the outside fence. Kilday involved. Jones turning practically there as well. Yeah, there goes the 54 of Bark. And a big wreck here. A big wreck here. At the white flag. I mean, that was a big turning point, you know, and then a 4-car breakaway essentially with Matthew Baker, Stephen Miles, Cameron Craighead, and Daniel Falkingham. And Baker's teammate Falkingham tonight had his back. And we will bring in tonight's third place finisher, Cameron Craighead, in the 33. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
All right, man. Well, you know what? Last lap, big wreck at the white flag. You were able to avoid it. 4-car breakaway with some of the best in the business in Matthew Baker, Daniel Falkingham, and Stephen Miles. Looked like you went with Baker there, and obviously you needed kind of Stephen Miles to get back up and get back to your back bumper. A little bit too late there through the trioval. Was there anything more you could have done tonight to somehow beat the teammates of Matthew Baker and Daniel Falkingham?
I don't know. It's just, you know, they choose who they're going to go with, so you can't really predict it. And chose Baker instead of me because of the top. So, but I'll take P3.
Hey, man, a P3, a great race here tonight. Talk to us a little bit about this series. I know it's kind of in its infant stages 4 weeks in, but I'll tell you what, if you combine all 4 races, the amounts of yellow, it's right now, I know it's smaller fields, but sometimes that's better and a lot less cautions than are used to seeing here, only one tonight. And is that something you enjoy to race in these and really be able to go green most of the time?
Yeah, definitely. It's always good to be able to challenge more than just pack racing, getting pit stops and strategy calls and, you know, some teamwork. But especially in the trucks, I'm really good at pit stops with the trucks. I came out in the lead, but, you know, so it is a joy to race with.
Hey, man, you've been on here this past year.
Cautions, especially because some series are just littered with them.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we were going to say you've been around this community now this past year, 2025, been doing really well in all this series, and we appreciate you, as always, racing here, and it's a pleasure watching you as you contend for some big wins now and in the future. But before we let you go, Cameron, anyone you want to thank or shout out?
I want to thank all the guys out there racing. To be able to race, you have to have people, and it's just great to have people come out every day. I want to thank you for the broadcast and Ward and you for getting this series going. It's been great. All the admins, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, well, you heard it there from P3 here tonight, Cameron Craighead. We'll send him back down, and we'll bring in the runner-up here tonight, Daniel Falkingham, a guy that just has a knack to be in the front of these races. The number 88 Chevrolet here tonight. Daniel, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right, man. Well, wow. Another really good race here on a Friday night. I was just talking to Craighead about that. This series really bringing out the best in the drivers. I know smaller fields than Thursday nights and stuff like that, but if you combine all 4 races and the amount of caution flags we've had, it's been minimal, and that has proved for some really good racing, including tonight, 3 and 4 wide at times, and hey, another P2 podium finish for you. Man, how'd you guys get it done there? You and Matthew Baker on the last lap with a big wreck behind you guys, able to conquer not only Stephen Miles, but Cameron Craighead.
Yeah, the whole race was actually quite fun. Glad we only had like 1 yellow there. We actually had some pretty good racing for only having 20 people in here. So shout out to all the drivers for putting on a really good show right there. But yeah, Baker and I, early on, we were working the 3rd lane, trying to get up there, but I was getting hot on temps, which that made us fall back a little bit, trying to get to the front. And then we almost racked up at the front of the field in the bottom 2 lanes, which allowed Baker and I to clear everybody. And that pretty much, we just stayed right there until we got to pit stops. We pitted, and then right all there at the end in the last 10 laps, just about playing the lanes, where trying to make sure the lane that's pushed has a temp in their engine so they can shove, and then you drop down, trying to make sure we get control there at the end. And it pretty much worked out all the way right to the end, where unfortunately we got hooked from the bottom coming with the white flag by Nash and Miles getting together behind me, which got me off the bottom lane, and it put me back to 4th. But thankfully I was able to kind of play my cards right to get back to Baker. And I saw Craighead make the move into 3. I knew I was going to line up with Baker right there, get the run off 4. And as we were coming off of 4, I wanted to try at least set up a run to try to win the race, to make sure, as long as I knew both of us had it won. And coming off 4, I kind of gave Baker a little bit of a bump, where it actually slingshot him away from me. So even if I wanted to make a run, I couldn't even do anything, because he just got a perfect bump off 4, where he actually got away from me, and I couldn't do anything because Craighead and I were side by side. So, but I'm just glad one of us was able to win it after we controlled that so well. And also shout out to Dylan Jones, Nathan, and Cody for being up there too. Unfortunately, Cody lost his engine in the first few laps, so it was just us 4 that we were battling there. So, but glad Baker and I could get it done, and glad to come up with a good result. My first top 3 in the Stars and Stripes series. So we'll take it.
Well, Daniel, good night of racing here tonight. Before we let you go, anyone thank or shout out?
Yeah, shout out to you for broadcasting. Shout out to John Ward you and John Ward for putting this stuff on. And like I said, shout out to Baker and the entire crew for good job there working together. Glad we get a 1-2, and hate the rest of our guys got killed in those last couple of wrecks. Shout out to everyone who came out and raced. Shout out to everyone watching, and that's about it. Thank you.
All right, well, that was Daniel Falkingham, your runner-up here tonight, and what was a really good race. And now we're going to bring in the man of the hour who got the checkered flag here tonight. It's the number 5, Matthew Baker. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I do.
All right, man. Well, another victory, the first 2-time winner here in the Stars and Stripes series here at Dega Pros. How's it feel to go back to victory lane and be the first multi-winner?
It's good. Really enjoying the series. Maybe a little bit lower car count, but really good green flag racing all the way through till that final lap. I think in the tri-oval there, Steven went low, and I think he was just trying to breathe, and I was following him down there. And as he went to line up with Dan, he was checking up, and I kind of got into him. But we were all going to be fine. I just think it was going to check up the bottom a little more, but then it net coated Nash up the top. So unfortunate for him, but was a ton of fun throughout the whole race, racing up there with Steven and Falk, and then Dylan got involved in the picture. Cameron did a great job pushing Josh as well, but Josh kind of fell back towards the end. But good job overall by everyone there, getting through the green flag pit stops and racing it out.
Yeah, it was a great race tonight. We were just talking to the other two as well about that. This series has really proven to be one of the best actually right now, even though, small car count's going to help that. But you take 4 races now into the stage or the infant stages of this series and minimal cautions and a couple races with only 1. So kudos to the drivers for coming out and showing up here on a Friday night. But hey, talk about Daniel Falkingham. You guys really gelling here tonight, and especially here in the last couple laps, you had everyone wrecking there at that white flag, but you guys somehow were able to conquer tonight, Stephen Miles and Cameron Craighead.
Yeah, I think having Craighead behind me and not Falkingham there down the backstretch, I knew Craighead was going to go with momentum over just picking someone else, not really thinking about where the teammates were. So I knew I could probably take advantage of that and get around Steven quick. You hate to hang him out in the backstretch like that, but he understands that, and hang him out. And Craighead made a great move to the bottom, quick wheel movement. Went to block and was going to turn myself, so pulled right back up. And Falk went with me on that one, and glad he did. Was able to push me clear, and then he kind of shot me out of turn 4, and that was all she wrote.
Well, a great race tonight and another victory for the 5. Before we let you go here, anyone you want to thank or shout out?
Yeah, just thanks to Coasting Thunder, MBG Motorsports, Baker & Son Construction. Glad to get back into victory lane. Go back and watch the broadcast and on their new PC, see how smooth it ran, and probably went really well for you. So excited to watch that. And thanks to John for putting on the series. Falkingham, Jones, Harper there, Cody, out pretty early with the blown motor, but a ton of fun nonetheless. And thanks to family watching back at home. And we're gonna go celebrate this one and maybe play some poker.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you very soon. Good job, and go celebrate that victory.
Thanks, brother.
Another victory here for Matthew Baker, the first two-time winner in this series. Apologies for the graphics. Like I told you, still getting my SDK dialed in on the new PC. But there's your finishing results here tonight. Matthew Baker, top of the board. Daniel Falkingham, his teammate, second here tonight. Cameron Craighead rounds out your podium in third. Stephen Miles, a great run in fourth. Nash Brambilla, fifth tonight. Josh McCullough in sixth. And Dylan Jones in seventh. That rounds out your top 7 payout positions. In eighth tonight, Brian Hennings, bad luck there at the white flag. Kenny McCullough Jr. sneaks into the top 10, as does Mark Von Dell, as they take 9th and 10th respectively. Tim White, a good run, 11th tonight. Adam Kilday started on the pole, couldn't finish there, finishes in 12th. George Bark in 13th. Michael Barksdale, 14th. Brandon Broadfoot couldn't get that second yellow, finishes in 15th. Sean Corbett in 16th. Joey Allen in 17th. Damon Gilbert in 18th. And 19th here tonight, Corey Cheney. Brock Westmoreland finishes in 20th. Nathan Harper in 21st with a blown engine late. And Cody Eagles, the only yellow flag of the night, a blown engine early in the race. So another great night of racing here on the PGR Esports Network. Another great race in the Stars and Stripes Shootout Series. Matthew Baker, your winner and first two-time winner here. Well, next week I'll have everything dialed in, but hey, all that mattered tonight is it ran smooth, the broadcast side of things, and I believe the sound and the video, everything was good, so that's a plus. We'll get everything else dialed in before next Friday night. We'll see you all soon here live on the PGR Esports Network.